So this is the eave. This is where I keep some other plants, and there's like a big eave that comes out, and it seems to stop the frost coming. And in here I put the dendrobiums. So they're not in a great place to, enjoy or view. But for now they're going to winter here, and we're going to see how that goes. And the other dendrobium, kingianum, is there too. So these are the kingianums, by the way. And I'm going to have to go through these plants and get rid of some. So we'll see how the kingianums do, and if they do really well this winter without much cover, then this will be the place for them. Good. We got some rain. I'm going to go out and fix up that greenhouse on the balcony now. Welcome back for part 2. I'll try to do better camera work. Sorry about the first one. You got a lot of shots of my back. But I am trying my best to document this so I can look back on it. But you can see that I just put a light cast in there. It's kind of too big to go in there anyway. And I did move around a few things because I thought they could do with it. But this is going to be easy to water. You just give it a good soaking once a day. Now we're going to try to put the ones that don't need so much water, which are the Cattleyas. Except for Cattleya irricolor. It's a little bit different. That one kind of likes a little bit more humidity and water. As far as I see. Okay, so we're going to get on to this. We're going to be bringing in the Cattleyas. We're going to be bringing in 2 large dendrobiums. One of them is Chrysotoxum, and the other one is Thriciflorum. Thriciflorum is a little smaller. Chrysotoxum takes a heck of a lot of room, and we're going to do some. We're going to put some mounts on here and bring them in. Okay, that is the job today. Continuing on from what I just did. That was only about a couple of hours ago I finished that. And it's still Saturday, so let's get on with it. There's a lot going on today. I'd love to let this Rhyncholalia Cattleya young Kong do its thing, but I can't. Got a lovely new bulk. Do I have any stakes lying around? Let me see. I have to go find a stake now. I was lucky I managed to find a stake. And where can I put it? I'm going to put it right here. Right. And then gently bring this one this way. I can't have them hanging over so much like that because I don't have the space for them to hang. So they've got to be upright more, which is not natural for them, but I don't have the space for them to hang out everywhere. Okay, that's better. do have a place in mind. It's right over here, and it does need a saucer, so we'll give it a saucer here. This may not be permanent, and I may have to move it again. Oh, jumping spider just jumped out. Alright, move in. There you go. Jumping spider. We'll be taken outside. So that's where it is. You see those lovely roots, and like, check out this new cane growing. And this is the one that has the sheath, so we're going to have a flower. Great. We might have a triple this time. Last year I think we had 3 flowers. Yeah, it was 3 flowers on inflorescence. And boy, classical Cattleya fragrance. Coming. Coming. Down we go. Boy, does this thing have some growths. There's a new growth there. New one here. And one here. And this one is the one that has the inflorescence. I wonder what the flowers will look like. Looking forward to it. So let's check out that damage from last year. You can see there that it wanted to produce a bloom, but I think I underwatered it during the winter, and I got a little bit of a strange looking leaf here, but it managed to pull through and produce leaves, even though it's a little small. This one's kind of alright. It's a tough plant. Looking forward to the blooms. It's going to go right next to that Cattleya, so let's do that. Sorry about the angle, but who can record something from the window? Nobody can. Alright. I'm going to put it right here. It's kind of dry, but that's how you want them. You want them on the dry side. Not too wet. Right, so that has some space away from the other one, which is fine. You can put plants in between, as long as they're not banged up against each other. Alright, let's have a closer look. Now that plant, once it matures those 3 canes, anything more than that will become something that I have to chop and give away. Because it's starting to do really well now. I've got the knack of growing them, and I'm starting to do well. Nice leaves. And I don't really fertilize a lot. I'm very weak fertilizer when I do. But I love to use Epsom salts and dolomite lime too. Because if you could feel this leaf is super turgid. It's very well developed. Better than the 2 years ago. 2 years ago's growth is actually here. And this is the new leaves. These leaves are bigger and more thick. And I feel them, the thicker. Much more coriaceous than these ones. So everything's going really well. You can see 4 nice buds on there. So I hope they look like superbans, I think it's called, Laelia superbans. If they were like that, I'd be hysterically happy. Anyway, next up, let's get some more plants in. That works. I don't know how long for until the phone falls down again. I taped it there. You can see me doing my work. Right. Cut this one off. Okay, there you go. You can see that they are mounted on there now. I can move this whole rack out in one go, spray it all down, water it, put it back inside, and this is where they were. Well, I was trying to film that. You can see that this is the old string. It will be up to me to... I will remember where they went, because I've been looking at them for a whole year. And they will come back out here from springtime. There's a root that got broken off. It had gone on to there, and another one. Alright, it's time to bring these in. We've had all sorts of disturbance there. I'm trying to do everything with one arm or half of the time, but I've hung the rack here. It's on a little bit of an angle, but it turned out pretty good. Happy with it. Now I can just bring them out and water them. So it's working well. Good. Right, it's Sunday. Time to get in these two dendrobiums, these large ones, and this one's been well fastened to the tree. Jinkinsenii. And Thrissiflorum. Let's bring them over here. I'm going to have a little look inside. Give it a good soak before I bring it in. I forgot to bring my towel with me. Oh. Mosquitoes are out today. Gives you an idea of how warm it is. It's got some two nice canes that are produced. There's mosquitoes everywhere. Holy cow. I'm bombarded here by mosquitoes. Yeah, I had to take that Thrissiflorum out of the pot because I thought it had a beetle that had dug its way into that pot. Feel the weight of this. It's got some weight to it. Holy. Look how big that is. That is a big plant. I'm going to wash off any bugs that are on there. And when I bring it in, I'm going to wipe the leaves down because it could have leaf vine hoppers. Leaf vine hoppers lay their eggs. The telltale sign is a track. They leave a track that you can see along the stems. Yeah, the mosquitoes are driving me nuts. All right. Here it is. Chrysotoxin. Look how big those canes are. Didn't get a little bit of fertilizer either. Got a lot. Can fertilize that really well. I'm just gonna have to. This rag's a little rough, but it'll do. I don't know if I'm getting this on the film or not. Is there any way? About there. I'll just turn it off. Hopefully we're not getting that Stapelia in the shot there. Give this one a wipe before it comes in. I'm used to doing this, so it's no big deal. I end up doing it anyway because you can see some. Got that mosquito. I always see some like black sooty spots start settling on the leaves when they're indoors. Mind you, it is very, very dry in the winter. The lack of humidity more than anything. The only humidity is that you can get is if you have a whole bunch of people living in one room. It's the only way you can get the humidity up in the winter here. So it's pretty low. So these ones will be hanging in the window there. They will not get put in that greenhouse. Because being from Asia, these ones are from China, the northern parts of Vietnam, I think, going up into the Nepal, tropical part of Nepal and northern India. They get a dry winter rest. Alright. Nicely done. Of its growing medium is coming out as I lift it. Yeah, it's got the definitely going to flower, this Chrysophorum. There's nice canes there. And I'm going to take off this little bag of fertilizer that I used during the summer. Get that off. It's empty. It's been used up. I'll just toss them out and I'll just buy more nets, cheap netting from the dollar shop. Make a little bag and hang it above the plant with some slow release. A bit of styrofoam in there. But this one's not too bad. You can see the new growth down there. This is the growth from the... It got a little bit beaten up from the winter. You got that new growth, and I might cut a bit of that off. So definitely it's a nice healthy plant from here down. And this one likes a nice dry winter rest too. Alright, now I'm going to wash this rag because we don't want to spread any fungal spores. Thanks for being here today. All of the things I'm doing are things that I've always wanted to do. Ever since I was a young guy, I've been doing growing and that with orchids, and I'm really happy I'm able to do it. I'm just going to have a coffee now in my cactus mug. Iced coffee. Okay, what I've got to do is I've got to prop up some of these canes that are hanging right over, just because I don't have the space. And I gotta look for some stakes, so I better go and get those first. It's always good to have some supplies at arm's reach, because yeah, sometimes we end up having to go shopping suddenly. And I've always got some extra supplies with me. So I got some stakes here, but they're a little bit too long, so I'm gonna somehow bend and break one of them. Found the secateurs that can do this job. Here they are. They're new from my supply area. Alright, we're going to cut off this one. There we go. There's a nice cutting. And the next one is this big guy. There we go. Even has a new bulb growing. got two nice pieces. Now, again, move this one up here and secure it. Here's another keiki I found. Able to cut this off without damaging it. Clump. There we go. It's easy to work with this toxin. There's no possibility of breaking anything. It's very flexible. I'm even going to tie that one up. So here we go. Need a small twist tie. This one's making life tough, so we got to move it. All I want to do is tie that one up. It's turning into an ordeal. Ordeal! With this one bulb that let's see now. Okay, it is better than how it was. Kind of don't like how I cut this last one, but it should be okay. I've got 3 cuttings. Only because these things are just going to keep growing out and out and out forever. Here's another one. The plant will become unmanageable with size. Oh my gosh, okay. Next we cut off these old inflorescences that I didn't. And I think that's cleaned up enough. Wowzers. That was a job. We've got keikis coming off here too. 2 of them. I think that's it. It's a nice job. Next up is Chrysophorum. 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 Yeah, look at that. Look at all these new growths. Some of them are old, that's new, coming out of that keiki. I'm going to rub some sulfur on those. It looks for some very thin stakes that I can hold this thing up with. Be back in a second. I found the stake for it. This is Chrysotoxum. How it looks now. Hanging in the nice sunny window. And there's beautiful big canes. 1, 2, 3. See, there's one I didn't quite see, but you know what? It's okay poking out a little bit. Can't get them perfectly upright. That would look pretty weird. Pretty weird if it was that perfect. Nothing's perfect. Gotta remind myself. Found a cheap, nasty steak. I think I've said this before, if it wasn't these dendrobiums and it was masdevallias, I would be happy enough to pursue those. And I wouldn't worry about these dendrobiums. I'm just able to grow them, and so I'm going to enjoy these orchids. Because let's face it, we get all these people that like to help us out and give us some tips, but the underlying thing that I've learned over these years, and hearing it from Terry especially, humidity is everything. It's everything. We have a dry, very dry winter climate, and we have a very wet, humid summer climate, and the dendrobiums are just easy. What kind of growing tips could I give to anybody? Because they're just growing in the right environment. But if I was growing masdevallias, then that would be they'd be dying back, and you wouldn't be able to get them to grow enough, right? So what can I say? Tell you another orchid that I'm getting good at growing is the maxillarias, and seeing with your eyes is believing, because My friend grows her maxillarias in the monsoon season. They're in terracotta pots in sphagnum moss, and she has them in almost 100% shade. So it's just bright light in the underneath shrubs, sitting on the path. These things are super plump and healthy. So I came to figure that they like a lot more water than I thought. Number two is they don't like to dry out in between waterings so much. And this is why I've been able to grow this tenuifolia to this size so far. Anyway, this is part of the process of bringing in these orchids. And I'm going to pop these up. Going to rub some sulfur on here. We lost a few roots off a keiki, but I'm pretty sure these things are hardy on this climate anyway. We're going to pot them all up together. I'm not going to pot them individually. It just takes up even more room. So next up are the cattleyas to bring in, and I still have plenty of space there left over, so I'm feeling good. And the Dendrobium kingianums, I'm going to move them to where my Phaeus flava is. It's out there. That stays under there under the cover, and that one survives A-OK. Even in -8 temperatures, it's right underneath a big eave of the house, which stops the frost coming in, and then it has a cover around it. Not a plastic cover, but just like a shade cloth. That's what we're going to get up to. Yeah, so that I can have my kingianums looking like that. Okay, not so shriveled up. Alright, so stay tuned. Alright, it's quite late. No, it's not. Feels like it's 1:15 in the afternoon. And still trying to get the orchids in. I'm going to be bringing in these. Cattleya beringiana, this Cattleya bifolia, this one, the biphonaria, these two, and that'll be it. Next will be the cacti, including that big guy there. So I'm probably going to give it a trim. It's getting a bit big. But I had an interruption because I had to go over and till the soil and the plot. Some winter vegetables have been planted. So that took a few hours in the morning. After getting chrysotoxin and thrissiflorum, cleaning them up. And then I was as hungry as heck. I was so hungry that I looked like I'd never eaten a thing in my life. That's how I ate my lunch. Then a massive bowl of cereal that took me 40 minutes to finish off. Must have burned that many calories. Anyway, let's start bringing this stuff in. Pretty sure this is a Cattleya caerulea, which will have a purple or blue flower. Not blue, it'll be a purple flower. Check out these roots. This one has left it out on the balcony underneath the cover there. Had no problems whatsoever with the heat, and it is in sphagnum moss in a little terracotta pot, so this one did really well. Okay, you got a weird angle here, but it's me wiping the leaves. Definitely, if you want something that's a hardy orchid, get a caerulea bifoliate. These bifoliates are the tough ones. You can put up with it. I've never had a Never had one of those ones that come from Brazil and the rocky East Brazil, or even close to the shore. What are they called? They have the really, really waxy flowers. I think I can grow one of those pretty easy. And that's it. It's not hard to do. All white, ready to put inside forever. I mean until the end, just for the winter. I don't mean forever. Started to rain a little bit. Around back. A little clean up. There you go. Get rid of your old dead material. Okay. Now I can continue growing. Everything's falling off. What's going on here? What's going on here? Put the label there. Bend that up. And then over. And just leave that on. It's just some, take it off. Twist that around a little bit. That's its hanger, and it goes back on the tree. It's looking all right. Looking fine. Bend that over just a little bit more. There we go. I don't like to dry out too much. It's not good for them. Because it is dry in here during the winter. And okay, so we'll find a place for it to hang up right there. Okay, I gave it a home. I gotta stop orchid shopping. Turned off my camera by accident. I gotta stop orchid shopping. I gotta stop orchid shopping. Whoa. Move it over just a little bit more. Okay, there you are. There's Dendrobium moniliforme. What is going on? There we go. You can see it now. I should hang it the other way, so it's facing the light. Why am I making sounds? Because I had to do a pretty mean squat to be able to reach in there. Alright, we got some rubbish to clean up again. We're going to go back outside. So far there's two hanging on here. So the mission is to have these hanging on here so I can take them outside, water them and bring them back in. So I'm not taking plants down all the time. There will be just two moves. 1, 2. It's the goal. Starting to get there. This one's not going to fit into the plant, it's in a round pot. And that big massive thing, you see how that fits in. This one will go on the ground. And the Dendrobium kingianums are going to go in with the Phaeus flavus, which will make them happier, for sure. This plant is done fantastic. This is my very first Cattleya, and it's a mini. Can you see that bulb coming out of there? This thing has got bulbs stacked on bulbs. It's just spilling out. What a monster. It's going to have to be divided eventually. And just like that, it's over. All the orchids are in. This is the whole collection. Got all the ones that love extra moisture except for this Cattleya Fairyland Popo. All of these ones are hanging up here in the rack, so I can just take the whole 5 orchids out at the same time and all of these out at the same time, water them, bring them back in. The other ones is just kind of have to be hand watering inside. Right, so this sums up the whole move. It was done over the course of 2 days. For those of you that like Melissa loves orchids, who has over 800. It would take me 800 days. No, 800. Let's see. I got about 50 orchids here. Could take me a week and a half to bring them all in. So that's probably why I can't have my collection to grow any bigger. But as time goes on, there will be ones that won't do so good, and they will be sadly missed and lost, but the ones that do remain will be the ones that can grow really well in my climate, or vice versa. They just start to do even better. But I can't have them growing, especially this one, I can't have it growing any bigger than that, so it will be divided when I do have to repot it. And same with this too, so I'm not going to make them grow any bigger. Anyway, thanks for joining me, and I hope you've had some fun watching and you learned something. And if you didn't learn anything, then you certainly know much more than I do. But yeah, as I go, I try to explain what's going on with my orchids and my growing conditions, and if you have any questions, let me know. And until then, we'll see you later. Bye bye.